Brand new at tonight at 10, Democratic congressional candidate Mark Scheffler is calling for more restraints on political text messaging coming from campaigns, PACs, and other third-party groups. Many voters saying it's become a real problem, especially during election season.
For most people registered to vote, their phone number is a constant target for anyone who's involved with politics. Neenah resident Jennifer McGuire says it's getting worse every election cycle.
Well, it's nonstop. I turn on my phone to do some business, but I can't get to the business at hand because I have screen after screen after screen of advertisements and requests and urgent pleas.
As a result, Mark Scheffler says if elected to Congress, he's proposing Civic Connect, which establishes a national standard for political communication built around consent, transparency, and voter choice. Those who want messages would have to opt in using an app, granting permission to select candidates and organizations. However, Scheffler admits there will be pushback.
There's a do not call list, and I think a lot of folks are wanting to make sure that politicians have to abide by the same laws that everybody else does as well.
The proposal by Scheffler would update the Telephone Consumer Protection Act for the digital age, establishing a national do not call text registry. For those who receive the spam messages, it's not just about being bothered, but also protecting their privacy from unknown groups.
Like you say, there's so many PACs out there. Like I just learned about the APAC, and you're not just quite sure who you're committing to or who you're answering to.
We also reached out to Republican Representative Tony Weed for reaction to this proposal, but so far have not heard back.